Wow, Bob and Kurt, great minds think alike. That's wonderful. Um, and Leslie Ann has a pertinent question. Yes, if you click on that FedEx link, you will be surprised, but not in a good way. So probably don't want to do that. So welcome to Go for Lunch. Glad to have you here. I know this is a busy time of the year, so we're going to make this short and hopefully sweet. So we're going to talk about a new iPhone grip that's both handy and inexpensive. So, but there's more. We're also going to talk about organizing your gifts. So stay tuned for that. That's part 2. So this is Go for Lunch number 85. I'm Roger Harmon with GoFor Technology, where we make your technology work for you. If you are new here, please type new in the comments. We'd like to welcome you and have you join our little community here. So here it is, the iOgrapher grip. Now, I've been working with iOgrapher for many years. They've made all sorts of different grips for iPhones and iPads. More elaborate than this one that you can mount. They have what we call in the photography trade cold shoes, those little slots where you can add on accessories. So at first the problem was that they made a phone grip or phone mount for specific types of phones. So when you got a new phone, you had to get a new iOgrapher. And then they made a universal one which still has the places on it for accessories, so then you didn't have to buy a new one. And now they have this very small, very portable grip that I think anybody can use when you don't need to add a light or a microphone to your iPhone. So here's another picture of it. As you can see, there is a spring-loaded clamp that comes up out of the base here and grabs onto your phone. So you just slide your iPhone on. And then here we have a shutter release, which is very handy, keeps your finger from getting in front of that lens, over those lenses, depending on which camera you have. And then a very comfortable hand hold here. So it allows you to have a steady and comfortable grip on your phone. So the shutter release is removable. So if you want to be in the picture, then you can just slide the little shutter release off and get in the picture and push the button, and it works with Bluetooth. And we'll show you how that works here in a second. It also has the standard 1/4-20 tripod fitting, so you can attach it to any kind of a tripod, especially, if you're going to be in the picture, you probably should have a tripod. So the iOgrapher grip, the iPhone photography helper, is only $24.95, and the link is in the description down below. So give that a check out. And actually, let me show you something on that link. So let me get back here. And okay, so we're going to go to the iOgrapher website in Safari. So there it is. So to get to the grip, you see up here on the upper left-hand side below the iOgrapher logo, it says phone cases. You simply click on that, and there it is. So they called the other grips multi-cases, but this is the simple little grip. And then if you want to get real fancy, they have one that's called the cage. You're seeing the older style. There's the multi-case where it takes almost any phone. And there's a guy sitting on a ledge. So the grip is only $24.95, and so you can order it right here. But if you need a tripod, you can also go up here to the gear and go down here to tripods. And if you want to look at all of them, you can go right here. You will see they have a pretty good selection. Here's a Manfrotto that's sold out. They have a nice lightweight one here. And then they have the Gorilla type that has the flexible legs so you can wrap it around stuff. And then they have a selfie stick here that has a little tripod on the bottom. So it's both a selfie stick and a tripod, but unfortunately it is sold out as well. So let us go to what I am calling the Inspectocam. Something new here on GoFor Lunch, and we're going to take this and cover the keyboard so we have a little better contrast. So here is the iOgrapher grip. So you can see it's being gripped here. So I'm going to take it out of the grip. So you just slide it out like that. So here's the grip. So very compact. You can put it in your pocket or your bag and take it anywhere you want. And if you want to put your iPhone in, then of course you would just take it like this and lift up, snap it in, and you are done. It's a done deal. So here we are. And so the little green light means that we're connected to Bluetooth. So it will time out after a while. So you would have to reconnect it if you haven't used it for a while. There's no on-off switch. It just, you turn it on, pair it with your Bluetooth, and then after a while it will turn off. So we're going to turn on our phone here. Okay, and there's the camera icon right there. This is an iPhone 6 running iOS 15. Okay, so we'll take a picture of the Stream Deck here. So I'm just going to put my finger right there. And there it goes. And if we touch the picture there, you see there's our picture. But if I wanted to be in the picture, then you see here there's a little notch. You just kind of stick your fingernail in there and try not to shoot it across the room. There we go. So now if I want to take another picture, I'm holding this in the wrong hand here. Let me switch hands. Okay, so we're on the grip. Okay, and we have our remote shutter release now. So we'll go back to the camera mode by hitting the arrow. So here's another shot. Here's our little shutter release. And we'll just get it back down here. And we took another picture. So very simple, very easy to use. When you're done with the shutter release, you just slide it back in like that. And then on the bottom here is the 1/4-20 tripod mount. So it is ready to go. I really like this. So I'm going to carry this around with me and have it ready. And I always keep a tripod, one of these little flexible tripods that looks a lot like this in my car. So when I need to take a picture, I remember one time there was a beautiful sunset, and I drove up to a mountain and put my flexible tripod on the hood of my car and took a time lapse of the sunset. So very handy. So let's see, anybody have any questions about the grip? So Leslie Ann says, can you plug it in at the same time to recharge? And that's a great question. So if we go back to the Inspectocam, we can demonstrate that, yes, there's nothing obscuring the charging port. So there it is. It is plugged in. So I hope that answers your question. And let's see what else we got here. Yes. It does come in any color that you like, as long as it's black. Black is the new black, I've heard. So that is a great question, Susan. So basically, the answer to that is going to be, you can see that there's a little room here. Let me look at the bottom here. Let's see if we can get that. So you see there's about, I don't know, at least 1/8 of an inch. So if it was a what they call a bumper case, you could use that. But if it's a rugged case, and we'll just demonstrate that right now, because I just happen to have an iPhone 11 here with a rugged case on it. Let's see. I haven't tried this before. So basically, again, the way you do this is you hook it on the top, get it lined up with the edge here, and get someplace where you're not holding it. And the answer is no. So it does not fit a rugged case. So you could get one of those fairly thin cases that has reinforcement on the corners, so that it has some protection. But as far as an OtterBox or any case like that, it's not going to work. So for that, you can get that multi-case. Now that multi-case that they show here, if we want to go back to Safari and look at the multi-case. So this case, I have put this exact iPhone 11 with the heavy-duty case in. So it does fit. It just barely fits. You can see what this one does. Gives you these cold shoes here. It also has 1/4-20 fittings on each end, so you can add, a total of 4 different accessories if you wanted to really, go for it. That's what it looks like on the lens side. So this one would take a heavy-duty case, but it also has the 1/4-20 on the bottom, and you can use the one on the end if you're doing TikTok videos. And so that gives you the dimensions, and that looks, there's the operator view. And as you can see here, Leslie Ann, this one also allows you to charge it, or in this case, they're plugging in a microphone into the lightning port. So hopefully that answers that question. And okay, so I think we have answered those questions. If you have any more, we'll have another session here in just a second. But now for something completely different. And that is organizing your gifts. So as you get gifts, there's lots of excitement. And one of the things you might not do is kind of prepare for any eventuality, shall we say. And so as soon as you receive a gift that does something, you should make sure that it functions. So don't take that gift, put it up on a shelf, that you're going to use in the summer or something. Not the shelf, the gift. And then find out, 6 months later that it doesn't work. So take it out of the box, check it out, make sure it works, so that if it doesn't work, and quality control is not what it used to be. So you want to make sure it works in case you have to return it. So first thing is test it, make sure it works. Then you need to complete the warranty while you got it out of the box. Usually you'll see in the instructions a website that you can go to and register it. So in hopefully the unlikely case you need the warranty, you are all set. And if you have a receipt for it, sometimes your giver, or if you're the giver, you could include a gift receipt and staple that receipt to the instructions and put that in your file. Now, if you have a power transformer that came with this device, you want to attach a label to it, because the companies don't. Okay, so if you have a label maker, then you can, simply print out a label. So this is obviously a OWC Thunderbolt 3 dock. But you see, if I look over here, there's nothing here that says OWC. Not a thing. So it says that it doesn't focus when I bring it in. So there's no autofocus on this camera. It says Ciccone, I guess is what it says. So very few companies put their name on their power bricks, their wall warts, their whatever. So that's your job. So you can do it this way if you have one of those nice little label makers. They only cost about less than $30, and they're useful all around the house. Or if you want to do something really simple, you can simply use masking tape and a Sharpie. Now, you may have read somewhere that silver Sharpies will work to mark on those black transformers. I have not had any luck doing that. It marks on it, but it's so dull because the plastic that they use in most of these just seems to absorb the ink. So a silver Sharpie doesn't seem to work, but just some tape and a regular Sharpie, and you get that taken care of, and then you don't have that problem in the future of what does this go to, especially if you move. I have another dock that I still haven't found the transformer for after I moved, and that was 5 years ago. So you got to keep them together, I guess, as well as label them. So a wall wart is another name for a power supply, a brick, or a power transformer. The device that converts the AC power that you plug into in your wall to the correct power that your device needs. So it usually is less than 110 volts AC. Converts it to DC for most of our electronic devices. So again, you can use a label maker, masking tape. You can use what they call the magic tape that you can write on. So just label the transformer so you know where it belongs. Okay. So you can also label the plug that goes into the wall. Now, there's several ways to do that. You can use a little bread clip. Now, this one came with something that it already had a tag on it. So that's not normal. Normally, it just comes with the white part here, not the tag. But I saved these off of whatever it came on. It meets or exceeds U.S. extra fancy. So I guess it was some kind of produce. So you can put that on the plug that goes into the wall. So when you've got a power strip, on the floor, you got to crawl under and figure out what plug is what. You have one of these on each plug, and you're home free. You can also get a little fancier, and you can buy specially made cable labels. So basically, it's a little rectangular piece of plastic with a zip tie built into it. And you can buy these in bulk at Amazon for very little. I think I got 100 of these here. It doesn't say how many I got. I think it was 100. And it actually, I think, comes with a pen. But I'm not sure about that. I may have bought the pens and just put them in the bag so I'd know. So you just, take out the pen and you write whatever you want on the little label and put that on the power plug that plugs into your power strip or plugs into the wall. So you're set. So both ends have a label on them now, and you're never going to be confused as to what is what. So type your questions in the comments. They're on the right-hand side of your picture. And don't forget to share the Gopher Gazette with your friends, your family, your neighbors, and also please subscribe to our channel so that you will be notified when we put out a new video. And click that little bell next to the subscribe, and that's when you'll get a notification, because we sometimes put out special tech briefings as well as our weekly GoFor Lunch every Tuesday at high noon, like we're doing right now. So any other questions about the grip or about organizing your stuff? Okay, Kurt is making an excellent point. And looking around, but I don't have one. I meant to grab one. So save the box. So number one, you want to save any electronic device box for 30 days minimum. So don't throw it away immediately. So if you buy a new printer or whatever, save that box, because chances are if it's going to fail, it's going to fail in the first month. So then you'll have the exact original packing material which they require to send it back many times. So you can put it back in its box and ship it back and get your replacement. Now, if it's an iPhone or some other small device, iPad, I would keep the box forever if at all possible, because when you go to sell that iPhone or iPad, it's more valuable if it's in the original box. So, and that kind of brings up another point, is turning over your iPhone or your Mac every 2 or 3 years is less expensive than running it into the ground for 4 or 5 years and then have it be worthless. So if you turn it over every 2 or 3 years, I do like 2.5 years on Macs and generally 2 years on iPhones. And so then when you're selling that with the original box, and I just leave the earphones in there and the power adapter, wall wart, power transformer. So it's just pristine. It's just like it came. The only thing that's been used out of the box is the actual iPhone. And again, it will be worth more. So you will save money in the long run by rotating your equipment, and that way on iPhones you don't have to worry about the batteries, getting worse and worse and worse, and the operating system not working on your device because it's too old and things like that. Okay, well, I don't see any other questions, so thank you for joining me today. I hope this has been helpful, and that you'll be able to save some eventual frustration by following these simple organizational ideas for your new devices. And of course, while you're doing your new devices, you could go back and do your old devices so that everything is labeled end to end. So if you have any questions after Stanley has a question here. So glad I remembered. So Stanley wants to know about the new privacy app in iOS 15.2. So I am not recommending you go to iOS 15 yet. So Stanley is a brave soul, and he's done that. And as I mentioned, I do have iOS 15 on my test phone, my iPhone 6s Plus, and I haven't found any problems. But I must admit I haven't been using it all day, every day, so I haven't really put it through its paces yet. So my recommendation is to wait till they come up with the .3, so 15.3. So Stanley, I hate to put you off, but we're going to talk about that, and I'm definitely going to put that question in my list of things to cover on GoFor Lunch. But I'm not going to start talking about iOS 15 until 15.3 is out, and we are sure that everything is pretty stable. So, and we could talk about that offline if you like. But for now, I don't want to talk about it because most people don't have iOS 15 yet. For good reasons, because you don't want to be a brave soul like Stanley. Okay, if you have any questions, that you think of after today, you can certainly call me or you can email me, and that information is coming up. Remember, all of these videos are on the GoFor Technology YouTube channel. The links are in the GoFor Gazette, so you can just pull up your GoFor Gazette, any of them, and click on the YouTube logo, and that'll take you right to the YouTube channel, and you can search there just within our channel to find any topic that you may want to review. So, have a happy holiday season. We'll see you again next week.